In one of your first tapes, you spoke about, in a workshop, you expressed the desires that you want, basically to build forward the goals that you want to achieve. Now, my question is, how do I structure my thoughts and emotions throughout the 15 to 20 minutes to achieve, let's say, 3 goals?
Good. Now, are you understanding what he's asking? He's talking about an actual period of time which he is calling a workshop, where he can focus upon the things that he is wanting with the idea of furthering them, making them happen faster. Now, as you think of that in terms of what we've been talking about here already today, that there are 3 parts to the process. The first is the asking. Would you say that when you are in such a workshop, you are in the asking mode?
Yes.
It would seem so, wouldn't it? But that's not actually what's taking place in that workshop, because Source Energy's been hearing you all along. In other words, the reason that you want to go to a workshop is because as you've been involved in your life, you are recognizing that there are things that could go better than they are. That's what made you decide that you would go to a workshop. That's what made you decide that you would set the goal. And in those incremental moments, those moments of frustration, those moments of not being appreciated enough made you want more appreciation. Those moments of not having enough money made you want more money. Those moments of being misunderstood made you want to communicate more clearly. All of those moments, moment by moment by moment by moment, you were shooting off rockets, all of which were being received fully by Source Energy, receiving and answering as you've been offering them. So what actually takes place in your workshop setting, as you sit and focus, workshop really works very well if you are writing. But the purpose of the workshop, or the power of the workshop, or the magic of the workshop is that as you focus in that space that you've sort of carved out, where there are fewer than usual interruptions, where you can focus more softly and clearly about what you want, you would find yourself more likely, more in the receiving mode than usual. That's the power of that. Sometimes, as people begin to learn about what we are calling the science of deliberate creation, they want to approach it like they've approached all of their hard-working action life. They're sort of going to take their goals and wrestle them to the ground and kill them. In other words, it's sort of a triumph over problems is sort of the attitude. And I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to whip it. I'm going to lick it. And what we're wanting you to understand is that that's not what art of allowing is about. It's not what science of deliberate creation is about. All of that is about softly, easily, bit by bit, workshop by workshop, pivot by pivot, reaching for the thought that feels better, little by little, by little by little, bringing myself into alignment with the desires that I've already identified. Now, another really wonderful reason for a workshop or a goal-setting session is that when you have had a moment where you have clearly identified your desire for something, then as the universe yields it to you, as it does, you have conscious recognition of the unfolding. And that's really what makes deliberate creating so delicious. It is so much fun when you know that you're in on it. And as you begin to dance this dance with the universe, in time you'll come to realize that law of attraction is this extraordinary manager, and that source energy is really on your side and always answering you. And then what you begin to feel is that you are the orchestrator, you are the director or the conductor of your experience. You're not the whipper into shape of your experience, you see. The other day, Jerry and Esther were driving through St. Louis, and they're driving the monster bus. Esther is driving with the car in tow, and it is a lovely day. And as they approach the city of St. Louis, Esther says, "Oh, this is that city that has that incredible arch." And Jerry said, "It is." And Esther said, "I remember getting out of the car and standing under that arch. It was unbelievable." She said, "I think it should be one of the wonders of the world. I don't think anybody really understands what an architectural feat it was." The day they were there, the sunlight was shining on it, and it looked otherworldly. Esther said, "I wish everyone could see such a magnificent thing." And Jerry said, "We're not going that way." he said, it is 5 o'clock traffic. I thought I would take us around the outer loop instead of right through that area. And Esther said, well, that's all right. I have a vivid picture of it in my mind. I love having seen it. I'm all right with that. And they came around a bend in the road, and as they looked ahead, they saw the most incredible rainbow they had ever seen. It wasn't the usual low arch. It was a very precise arch. And Esther began to laugh. She said, it's as if the universe said, arch? You like arch? We can do arch. Now, what we're getting at here is, we're not kidding you about that. It was a precise response to a focused desire in a place of no resistance. And the fact that they had been chatting about it made the unfolding of it ever so much sweeter. And as you begin to move from day to day through your experience, more and more deliberately focused, getting more and more clear about what you want and how you would like it to feel and where you would like it to go and who you would like it to go with. As you begin to deliberately guide the subtle and specific and broad and narrow nuances of your own physical experience, and you watch how precisely source energy is matching you point for point for point, and you are now consciously aware of it as it's happening, that's the way deliberate creating has meant to be. That's what you thought it would be. You did not say, oh, I'll go forth, law of attraction will manage it, and I'll just stumble into happily ever after. You said, I'll go forth, and through my exposure to experience, I will come to conscious determinations. And once a determination is born within me, that fresh, new, thrilling desire that is born out of the contrast of my life experience, then I will work every day to hold myself in workshops and otherwise in vibrational harmony with my own desire. And as my life unfolds according to my desires, I will understand that I am the creator of my reality in concert with the loving hand of all that is. Yes.